Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review, where today we're going to be reviewing the Chivas Regal Mizunara. So if you guys are hearing about this about the first time, this is actually because it's just been launched here in the UK market in the last 2 weeks. And it's actually going to be released all around the world because I believe Amazon have just got it in on their shop. You're going to see it a lot on online retailers, and you will see it starting to make its way globally. So let me tell you a little bit about the Chivas Regal Mizunara. So straight away, it's actually inspired by the master blender, Colin Scott, as he took a trip to Japan and he got to see these Mizunara oak casks, and he wanted to sort of make something to represent and remember the trip he took to Japan. So he brought over the Mizunara oak casks back to Scotland to where the Chivas Regal do their blending, and they initially made an expression which was a 12-year-old Chivas Regal Mizunara for the Japan market. However, they decided, you know what? Let's now make it for everyone around the world. And they've actually made it a no-age statement. So this one here is a no-age statement, but in Japan there has been 12-year-old expressions being told it's all around the place. So this one is a no-age statement. However, it's bottled at 40% ABV, and the interesting thing about this is the use of Mizunara casks. So if you actually haven't seen my video into another Mizunara whiskey, the Glendalough 13, I'll leave that link there, and you'll see my comparison, and I'll actually talk about it at the end of the video as well. So Mizunara Japanese oak, it's very porous, it absorbs a lot, and it's very difficult to mature whiskies in because it literally just sometimes goes through the casks. So it's actually a very interesting style of oak they chose to use. Now the parent company is Puerto Ricard, and this price on this actual bottle, and I actually got this from Amazon, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I paid £60 for this bottle, and I was very upset about it. Reason being, as soon as I got it through the door, the box was broken and damaged. And when I opened it up, this peel came off, and I was just kind of a bit upset when I first got it. Then a week ago, I saw its price drop down to £42. So it's between 40 and 45 on different websites. And I realized I spent £20 extra. But then sometimes I've taken it around to different friends all around London, to some bars, shared it with a few other people, and they seem to also really enjoy it. As you can see, the bottle fill has gone down quite a bit. So at least it's being appreciated, and that's one thing that I want to share when I do my whiskies. Now, in terms of exclusivity, yes, it is exclusive. It is going to be what they call, I think it's written here, a special release or a special edition. So it was initially just for the Japanese market, but now it should be globally. So that's something that a lot of people now will be able to try, is a Chivas with the Mizunara oak cask influence. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the nose on this whiskey. Into the nose. So arrival onto the nose, and I'm going to compare this at the end of the video along with the 12-year-old so you guys get an idea of where this sits. But straight away up front, I'm getting a nice caramelized pear character. Really inviting, much more softer and fruitier, but and a little bit more floral as well. There is this nice sweet aroma, and this takes me back to my childhood, to when we used to go to the actual cinemas, and we used to buy this not actual sweet popcorn from there, but they used to sell these packets of toffee popcorn. And when you open it up, you get this whiff of this nice, sweeter toffee popcorn character. Really just, it's just so comforting to actually nose it. Then you're led straight off on the back of that with a nice spearmint bubble gum. And this is something that I always find in Mizunara whiskies. It seems to be a sort of a consistent character that Mizunara casks input into the actual whiskey. And I'm also even getting a little bit of pine needles, as if you're taking pine needles and you're just rubbing them on your hand, and a little bit of warmth activates that refreshing character that they give off. Now there is a sweetener present, and it's sweeter but at the same time fruitier and much sweeter, and it's like syrup but peaches, tin peaches in a fruit salad in the syrup together. And this is something, again, I used to buy it from the shops, and you can still buy it now. And it's something that's very tropical, but at the same time very approachable, and it's just so delicious, and you just want to go straight in, dive straight into the actual palate of this whiskey. And it does have a nice sort of floral character that sort of hovers all over this one, and it's more of a sort of a honey blossom. That's about it for the nose. Let's jump straight into the palate. Sláinte. So, arrival onto the palate, I got a big smile on my face, I want to go back for another sip. But arrival onto the palate, you get this very nice, rich, silky, medium texture to it. And I say rich because it's sinking into my taste buds, and I really want to dive back in the glass for a second sip. And I took quite a big sip on that too. So, in terms of the flavour profile, straight away you're greeted up by these pine needles, which I found on the nose. It's like you've actually taken a bite out of a couple of them, and it's giving you this fresh menthol-y character almost, which is very unusual when you try whiskies. You very rarely get that, but with Mizunara casks, it offers that up in heaps and bounds. You are getting these apples, but now it's green apples and tarty green cider apples, giving it almost like those green sour sweets that you can buy, those chewy ones. I think they're Haribo's, but a little bit like that. Then you get these spices coming through, and it's like, normally you get spices up front first, but for me, I'm getting this on the end. There's a bit of aniseed, a little bit of cinnamon coming through, and a little bit of a white peppery spice, really just heating things up when you thought everything was just about to cool down. And right on the end, I am getting a little bit of that vanilla fudge, which I found actually in the 12-year-old. And there's a taste like, this is going to sound funny, if you like it, raw bananas. I'm actually getting that on this whiskey. So my opinions on the finish actually for this one, it's got these nice tropical characters that are literally hold themselves onto the end of the palate. It's difficult to describe them all, but it's sort of interlocked together and interwoven with these mentholy characters coming from the Mizunara cask. And I'm actually going to give you my rating, and I actually increased my rating on this one due to the price going down quite significantly by £20. It's almost by a third it dropped in price. It's getting a 90 out of 100. It's not every day you can find an affordable Mizunara oak whiskey. However, when you do get the chance, and from a company creating a blended Scotch whiskey using the Mizunara oak, I gotta say hats off to them, because for me personally, I find companies can either get it well done or they can do an absolutely horrific job at it. And I think Chivas have found that perfect harmonious balance when it comes to using the Mizunara cask, where you get the flavor, but it doesn't overpower that house style of Chivas. And when I'm comparing it to the 12-year-old, I still get that nice vanilla fudge as you hold it on the palate, but at the same time, the aromas off the standard Chivas style is not lost, and it's not overpowered, which I think they've done a great job. In terms of value for money, if it was £60 still, I would say don't, as that would be out of my budget, but £40 to 45, even up to 50, it's a great price point, and I think Chivas, you guys are doing an absolutely great job with this Chivas Mizunara. I'm actually probably going to go pick up another bottle, as that one's going to finish probably in the next few days. But in terms of actually value for, whether you need to add water or the time aspect, it's got a nice profile of flavors. If you do add water, it does subtract a little bit of those flavors from it. However, experiment how you wish. And in terms of does it need time, it's one that I've played around with a little bit of time, and I found sometimes if you leave it for too long, you'll actually let some or more of those Mizunara characters really start to develop. So sometimes leaving the glass can do a benefit for it. However, on that note, I'm going to wrap the video at that. If you guys have enjoyed, drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, which I'll leave over here. I'll leave some other Chivas Regal videos on the screen. Feel free to go and check them. But it's been me, JasonWhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, who's actually been interactive, and we'll catch you all for the next video. Slanger.